Shout song seemed too obvious.
Yeah, you're playing Goo Goo Dolls from Buffalo, of course.
Yeah.
But they're not Bills fans.
And you picked the slowest Goo Goo Dolls song you could find.
That's right.
Just like,
You know why? Because I'm nervous about all this. That's why I'm a little nervous. I mean, they stormed back yesterday against Miami. Get the AFC East. 4th year in a row. Number 2 seed. 21-14 victory. But I'm still, for some reason, there's some things that bothered me a little bit in that game.
please tell us, Bill.
Well,
It just makes me laugh a little bit, too, because everybody 5 weeks ago was completely fire McDermott. This is over. We're done. We're done.
Very true.
Now we're happy Bills fans again.
Yep.
Well, that's the way it works. That's the life.
Well, that's the Monday morning quarterback, right? That's what people have done forever.
Unless you're a Patriots fan, you never said
No, you never said anything. And I think even now some Patriot fans
I don't want
aren't.
him gone.
No, people don't want him gone now.
No.
How many people were wearing jerseys yesterday and signs saying, please stay, please stay?
I think this Pittsburgh game's dangerous, to be quite honest with you.
I do not.
It could be.
I think it's dangerous.
But
I'd be more better if Kansas City was in there playing against Kansas City than I am Pittsburgh.
Well, if the theory is that the Bills play down to their opponent,
Which they do.
yeah, that does make me nervous. I mean, when you think of the A+ games, they were against the NFC East champion, Dallas
Right.
Cowboys.
We just talked about this on the way here.
And the other team that would be the AFC East champion, the Miami Dolphins.
And the Chiefs.
And didn't the shitty
Chiefs.
Pittsburgh team get him early in the year last year?
Yes, it was opening day.
So,
I was there, and it was
yeah.
like the most depressing
The
thing
thing
in the
you
world.
need to worry about is you have the same problem the Cowboys have. You can't stop the run. And for some reason, Miami got away from it last night when
Yeah,
they were
they
getting
did.
7 yards of carry.
They
and
were.
They started throwing the ball. Now, Harris has come alive because his backup was running harder than him, and people were talking shit about him.
All right.
So now if
My
you watch
fantasy
Najee
season
Harris,
was over.
he's crushing it.
Yeah, he
and
is.
that could be scary
Yeah,
for
it could be
Buffalo
scary.
this week.
That's very true. And
But
Najee
I
Harris
think your
is-
offense is going to put up 40 points against that defense without Watt.
I'm hoping Watt doesn't play.
We'll find
and
out
if
soon.
Watt does play, at what percentage is Watt? At what percentage is anybody at this point in the
Right.
season? I guess
Right.
is a fair point to say.
He's like Von Miller level.
Yeah, right. Let's we'll call. Yeah, I know. Where the hell is he, man? We'll call Greg Connors, who was at the game in Miami.
Caused a
Hard
tornado
Rock
with his
Stadium.
hair.
Greg, how are you? Welcome back. By the way, the Bills Mafia travels well, so I am imagining the stadium had to be a bit electric throughout the entire game yesterday.
Oh, man. I mean, arriving into Fort Lauderdale, it was electric. I mean, it was Super Bowl-esque atmosphere just riding into Fort Lauderdale for that game. It was amazing.
Well, here, okay, so
Super Bowl already.
I know, but a lot of people are.
Well, they've been,
Like, a lot
don't they usually week 1, week 2?
I know.
We're winning it next year, too.
I feel like Hardy kept our Super Bowl hopes alive there, but Greg, Josh had 2 picks first quarter, fumble on the 27-yard line.
Horrible.
The Bills looked flat much of the second half. What did you see in the team after Deontay Hardy's kickback return, 96-yard
It's like
return?
somebody lit a fire under
Yeah,
their ass.
yeah.
I mean, when I say it was Super Bowl-esque, the energy of the Bills Mafia, I've been to several Super Bowls, so there's a certain electricity that just surrounds the community when you're there. The restaurant, the airport, the taxis. And that was the way it was down in Fort Lauderdale. Unfortunately, the offense did not show up with that same energy. But the fans had it, and the fans were crazy in that first quarter. They had so much going into it, and then they laid an egg. They laid a freaking egg. Josh did exactly what we don't want Josh to do, and that's make dumb decisions.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, he's such a talent, and he did so well to put him in the position, and the defense showed up, right? I mean, the defense
Was amazing.
the ball over those 3 times.
Yeah.
You limit your opportunity to score, and then you give them extra opportunities to score, and the defense showed up. But that's how you got to win games this time of year. It's ugly. In the end, it's about who's got one more point and the clock hit 0.
Yep.
And thank God we did.
It turned around right after I texted Greg and said, Josh Allen's so talented. He got Gabe Davis blew out his knee to get him out of the game with a one shitty throw.
I hate this.
He ran 2 bad routes and had 2 picks.
Yeah, I know.
I could hear Greg on TV.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Greg.
And by the way, the guy who came in his place lit it up. I am not.
New Gabe
look,
Davis.
I'm not a big. I mean, Gabe has a role with his size, but he's so spotty. He's so inconsistent.
He is
I mean,
inconsistent. Totally inconsistent.
he is. Oh, yeah, he is.
No, I agree with you.
Shakira,
Yeah.
on the other hand, comes in, has that run down the sideline, gives him a spark.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the things that these guys stepped up and performed and was next guy up, and they did it.
Yeah, they did a great job. Look, Josh went on to build that 8-play, 74-yard drive. That looked really great. He hits Knox right for the touchdown. But to me, the play of the game, other than Hardy, was Josh's 13-yard pickup on a scramble after a delay of game penalty.
Phenomenal run.
That was phenomenal. And it just showed, to me, that was everything. That was where I went, this may be the most dangerous team because of Josh Allen in the playoffs right now. I mean, because you can't.
Team with the heart's going to win.
Yeah,
right now.
man, that guy puts it all on, and that's
They
where it
all
was.
have the same talent right now. Is who has the biggest freaking heart right now?
I knew they were going to win when Sudfeld caught that fly ball in deep center field. It kept his feet down and got the first touchdown.
Yeah. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I just kept going, can we keep getting lucky like this? Are we going to keep getting lucky like this? That was lucky, it felt like. I mean, granted, the guy was clearly in the moment paying attention.
And when they slowed it down, he was inbounds by a lot. It
But
looked a lot closer than it was.
yeah, it did. It looked a lot closer,
Yeah.
but once they slowed it down, it showed you. I don't know, because you
And
don't
when
get you don't get to see all that.
When you get into those games, the luck, what the official sees, doesn't see, what the official calls, doesn't call. It's only a couple of plays each game that really has an influence in the outcome of the game. And when the ball bounces your way in those situations and you catch some of that momentum, that's the game changer. Those are some of the game changers, which you can't control. What you can control is the bad decision making. I thought I lost my shit when McDermott took the timeout at the end of that second quarter.
Yes.
I was like, what the frick are you doing? It was the stupidest, dumbest. I couldn't imagine what they were saying.
And it almost burned him on that last play of the half. They would have had a timeout. They would have been able to call it and probably score.
Yep.
He's the reason they
What
lost against
were
Denver.
the announcers saying? What were the announcers saying? I mean, because obviously I wasn't listening to that, but I was losing my shit.
They
I'm like,
weren't
what
saying
the hell?
anything like, why call a timeout there? They were going, he's going to burn a timeout. But I don't remember them being very critical of that at any point. Do you?
I wasn't
No.
paying attention
Anybody-
to Chris
do you remember-
Collinsworth.
I turned it on mute.
Yeah.
No one's listening to Chris Collinsworth.
I know Collinsworth seems to meander a lot with his,
Yeah.
you know.
If it was Tirico, it'd be one thing, not Collinsworth.
Yeah.
But like Collinsworth is like Tony Romo, but just annoying Tony Romo. They do the exact same thing.
Yeah, they do. They do
But
very similar.
everybody hates Collinsworth, but they love Tony Romo.
Most people hate Romo, too.
Greg, by definition, okay? By definition.
It's because
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Collinsworth has an arrogance to his tone of voice.
Yeah.
That and that's the biggest. Romo's a dopey dude. I mean, how can you not like Romo? He sounds like dopey dude. The dog from the cartoon. But I'm just saying, go ahead.
He looks like
Sorry.
Corky from Life Goes On.
Oh, come on.
He does.
Come
But you
on.
can't question that football knowledge. Where Collinsworth has the knowledge from the 1980s,
Yes, he does.
he wouldn't survive a day in the
I
NFL
don't
right
think so.
now.
No.
No.
So, Greg, by definition, this Bills team overachieved because Vegas had them at 10.5 wins this year. They got 11 wins. That's overachieving. But when I look at this team, I feel like they've underachieved from the expectation of the fans and the potential that they have. Looking at the games they lost, I really do. I go, I don't get this as an overachieving team.
They
This
haven't
isn't-
gotten blown out.
No, they haven't.
No.
You should
But I
be
go,
14-3.
yes, don't you think?
How many
so
of those
to me,
losses
that's
that you had?
underachieving.
The Jets, the Patriots,
Yeah.
Broncos
the
all out in the
Broncos,
playoffs.
and then you should have beat Philadelphia. The refs ruined that game, so you could be 14 or 15 wins deep right now.
Yeah. Don't you, I don't know, Greg.
And
That's
have
just-
the
Well, I think the one thing that Vegas always puts in there that neutralizes some of the wins that you're referring to is the injury side of things, right?
Mhm.
You can never. So when you're betting odds, I mean, it's all about them making money. And it was 10.5 to 11. I mean, are you
Yep.
kidding me? I was picking the Bills at like 13-4 or
So was I.
14-3.
yeah, I had him at
And
13 and 4.
essentially, counting the wins that they didn't get that we expected them to get. For me, the reason why, I mean, coming off that win, number one, my feet haven't touched the ground yet because the energy and the excitement of winning the AFC East after being in November and thinking, holy shit, we're freaking 6-6.
6-6.
Where the hell, what are we doing?
December 3rd.
That
6-6.
Great. Oh, at the beginning of December. Even. I mean,
wait, it was December 3rd?
December-
I would have thought it was around
December 3rd, they were 6-6.
That was right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Philadelphia was 10-1. Miami was 9-3.
I just saw that.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. That's crazy.
No,
and
it
so
is.
when you
The good
coming
teams stepped
off of-
up and the shit teams fell apart. That's what happened.
And so when we start thinking about overachieving or where is this team right now, is that this team is relatively healthy. I think Gabe's banged up. I know Deion Dawkins, I heard, jammed up his finger pretty good, got caught in a helmet and was like going a different direction.
Wasn't he bleeding?
Was it? Oh, is that what it was?
It was bleeding, and they kept showing it on TV. I mean, he was pretty covered with blood.
Gabe said he's ready to go.
You know,
He's going to go left, though, instead of right.
You know, Rasul Douglas has to be healthy. You know, we get those guys coming into this game, coming off of that victory, the way that they won after this last month. You know, you're at home now. It's about grinding it, and I think this team after that Dolphins win has a bit of more confidence they had going into the Dolphins game because it was such a big game, and they went in prepared. They executed horribly, and you know, you can't think that Josh is going to play that bad again. He never plays that bad again the rest of this year. Because if he does play better and he plays the way that we all know he can play, this team has a chance to make a run to Vegas. But you can't turn the ball over 3 times and win at this playoff game.
No, but I go, is that the good and the bad of Josh Allen, where you're going to...
Is it Josh Allen, or were the routes run improper?
I couldn't tell.
They always blame the quarterback.
The second one looked like a wrong route was run.
No, that was the first one. The second one, the guy, he just never saw the guy.
The first
out
one,
there.
you're right,
Yeah.
Yeah, second one's on him.
Yeah.
First one, I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, and the other thing to consider this, too, you know, as we say, they were 6-6 in
It was
December.
Gabe's fault.
It's always Gabe's
They
fault.
were 6-6 on December 3rd, but there was a lot of, you know, they talk about distractions, right? This will be a distraction, that'll be a distraction. Most of the time I go, these guys are pros, but a distraction could be firing your offensive coordinator, which turned out to be a great move and when they did it, or it seems like it is. And McDermott and the harsh criticism that he got could also be distracting even for him. And I don't know if that made them kind of focus a little bit more. I don't know what all this is, but God, it feels great.
I'm going to tell you what.
You know, look,
Greg, I'm going to tell you what. I know I'm going ahead, but I would love to see Kansas City and Buffalo. I'd love to see Mahomes have to play in Buffalo. Because that could happen, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yes, it could.
If as long as the 6th and the 7th seed, if we win the game and then the Dolphins lose, the 1 seed plays the lowest rank. Like they play 5, 6, or 7, whatever is lower. So if the Bills win, knock the 7 off, the Chiefs beat the Dolphins at 6, and the Browns win, then the Browns play the Ravens. That, to me, would be the game. You want to avoid that Browns defense.
Sure
That
do.
Browns defense right now is a freaking killer. And freaking Joe Flacco looks like he's 25 years old.
Sure does.
So that Browns team and the Bills team are probably the 2 hottest teams. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Ravens that are there. You don't want to have to play the Browns and then the Ravens in that situation.
Yeah.
I think the Texans are, to me, the Texans and the Steelers are the 2 worst teams in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys would
in the
handle
AFC.
Texans. Yeah, Texans, you guys would handle them easily. I think you handle Pittsburgh easily. The Browns, they just smacked the shit out of Baltimore not too long ago.
Yeah,
That defense
they're
is
freaking
sick.
tough, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are freaking brutal.
And no one talks about them. No one talks about the Browns.
No.
Well, they're the Browns. They'll brown it up.
They
They're
know
like
they're going
the
to fuck it
Bills.
up, right?
They're starting to get some attention, and the Flacco story is a great story.
It is a great
It's a great
story.
storyline.
It
But
usually doesn't end well, though. so
no, it doesn't
probably
with
won't.
Flacco. That's the thing.
Greg sounds a little raspy, doesn't he?
Well,
Greg
he was
does?
yelling
A little
yesterday.
yelling yesterday? Were you yelling at Gabe or you yelling because the Bills were winning?
Both.
Well, it was at first because they had their heads up their ass and they couldn't execute and couldn't finish a drive. That got me going. And then the second half, when they got rolling and that punt, it was then just just bringing the noise, bringing the Bills Mafia, getting the crowd going. And, yeah, I'm a little raspy today.
Did you take your shirt
than
off
I
at the game,
usually
Greg?
am. I did not take my shirt off at the game. No, I didn't want to get that bad mojo out there.
Figured you do that in Miami, not Buffalo.
Yeah.
How great was the weather down there?
uh,
Nice? Was it nice down there yesterday?
You know,
Yesterday.
yeah,
The
it was
tornado?
overcast. The tornado. It was overcast and windy. I got there Thursday night, so Friday, Saturday, yesterday it was all overcast and windy all 3 days. I mean, look, it wasn't 25 degrees and
Right.
snowing.
Right.
It was high 60s and windy, which I'll take every day of the week.
Cloudy with a
Yeah.
chance of Grey Goose.
Yeah, there was a lot of that made the day look a lot brighter.
So my number one concern, Greg, with the Bills is pretty much something you already kind of touched on. They're situationally challenged. It's the same situationally challenged team that makes mistakes in these critical moments of the game. And I worry about that with Josh. Now, he overcame it yesterday, but I mean, he overthrew, short of the goal line, right in the middle.
He's overcame in 6 games.
I know.
5 yards.
But does that mean he's overcoming himself?
Yes.
Is he to blame?
I feel like in some of these situations, a little bit. I mean, look, letting a time run out without getting the points, as you said, with the timeout. I mean, all these things are situationally challenging situations. And I don't know. What is your number one concern as the team moves on in the playoffs and has a home game against Steelers 1:00 Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, number one is that Josh Allen is a gamer.
Yeah.
I mean, he just steps up, and when he needs to get stuff done, he gets it done. The lapses that he has, I think Josh tries to do too much. He's been the best player on every team he's played on. He's always put his teams on his shoulders, and he's always been a winner. He's always succeeded. But what Josh has to do, in my opinion, now that you're in the playoffs, it's one and done, or you just keep going. Is that he's got to take the guys around him now, and that offensive line has got to stay with him, and they just got to make sure that Josh has the ability to be Josh. Because if he gets in a rhythm and he starts going, and you get that mojo going, the kid is unstoppable. He is competitive beyond, he's like a Jim Kelly. He can put the team on his back, and he can will them to win. That to me is what we got to get. If Josh has that fire in his step, if he has that line of he's having a good time, he's pumping, he's energized, this team is unstoppable. And then the only thing I have a question on, one thing that just always creeps in the back of my head as a Bills fan, are the turnovers and special teams. Special teams can win the game like yesterday,
Yeah.
or it can blow the game like it has in the past.
Like in Denver?
Field goals,
Or like against Denver?
penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the things that there isn't enough consistency of high performance or consistent, stable to above high performance on the special teams. The special teams to me is that one facet of the game that I have a concern about going into it. I think the defense can play hard. Those guys have done a great job at the end of the season and yesterday. The offense has been spotty, but damn it, when we needed it, Josh is going to will it. So that really question to me is that special teams. I don't think we're going to need it against the Steelers as long as you don't turn the ball over.
Yeah. I will say, Josh went on that 13-yard pickup for the first down after the delay of game penalty was impressive as hell. That to me just said that's who this guy is. He's going to find a way. And in the end, they did.
I've been fortunate and blessed to get to know Josh's parents.
Yeah.
And if you knew his dad's the exact same way. His dad is just a fierce, driven businessman and competitor, and his son is just like that. And those are the things those are the instincts when you're looking at someone. Brandon Beane's doing his due diligence on, do you draft this kid in the first round at 7, or do you wait till later? Who's going to go get him? Those are the things that we don't see, but when you then talk to his family and his friends, and you see how he is, and you see how his father is and his mom, you're like, this kid's going to do whatever it takes to win. He just got to stay laser focused and get the guys around him to get on that same mission, and he's got to keep his head up. I can't remember. I think Mark was talking about this earlier this year. Josh gets like dopey. He like pouts sometimes. He's on the sideline, like he's got his head down. You can't do that. You gotta stay energized.
It almost looked
I
like
thought
he
Brady
started to do that yesterday. At one point they showed him on the sideline, Greg, and I know you really can't see this in the stadium. His whole look on his face went from almost that pouty to determination. And I don't want to say anger because I don't know that it was that, but an absolute gritty determination. And it was after that everything seemed to change. But they showed him on the sideline, and he went from, the first ones where he's kind of like, threw that interception to what we saw in the end. So, well, look, this is exciting.
I think a lot of that is coaching too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he in that first drive, those first couple of drives, man, they moved the ball. They looked great. Brady got him throwing the ball in areas where he got some rhythm. He had some good, easy throws. You get that bounce in your step. But then when he makes a bad decision or two, then I think he puts so much pressure on himself to be the guy to make the play that when he doesn't, he honestly feels like he's letting not only the team down, he feels like he's letting us down. That weighs on him.
Well,
that weighs on
let me
him.
tell you something. That's true. He let us down when he does that. But when you watch, I mean, that throw to Diggs, that was unbelievable. Like I don't know how he got it right in there. It's like there were moments where you go, this guy is maybe the best ever at the position. That's a bit of an overstatement, probably.
I agree 110%.
At moments when you watch these moments, I'm just saying moments. I'm not. Don't take the whole picture.
How quickly that guy Brady has forgotten. I swear.
Yes, of course. Of course we forget him. But Brady wasn't going to make a 13-yard run like that.
He didn't have to.
No, he got 15.
He would have got
He would have threw it to Wes Welker, and he would have got 30.
That's true too.
I would say Josh is probably one of the most athletic quarterbacks.
Yes,
I agree.
In NFL history, I would definitely put him in that conversation. The best quarterback, I love the guy, but I wouldn't put him in the top 5.
Oh,
in NFL history.
In NFL history.
Oh, okay.
No, but I think currently, I mean, certainly I'd put him at the
He's definitely
top of the
top
heat.
5.
Yeah,
Top 5 now, not all time.
He's better than Lamar. I don't care what anybody says about Lamar Jackson is overrated. I'll take Allen over Lamar Jackson. I'll take Dak over Lamar Jackson. Seriously, I mean,
I haven't seen enough Baltimore games yet
this year
to make that opinion. I can say in the years past, I think Lamar has been overrated. I haven't seen Lamar throw the ball with consistency and make good decisions with the ball, which is why we beat them. Which is why we beat them back in 2020 in COVID year.
Yeah,
and that limited attendance game was because of that. Some of those.
Oh God, that's right. That was one of the first ones with people at it.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's a great running quarterback. He can't throw. He'll have a good pass here and there, but he's a running quarterback, and that's all there is to it. It's Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And Tua, how about Tua's game yesterday? I mean, the kid can throw the ball. The timing routes, he's got one of the best timing throws.
Oh yeah,
in a long time.
He
but
sure
man,
does.
as soon as you get him off, Josh is like the opposite.
Ooh.
Josh is the exact opposite.
Yes,
you pressure him right up the
off
middle.
that rhythm.
Yeah.
He hasn't found a way. He hasn't adapted to that yet. Thank God he hasn't adapted to that yet because it could have killed us yesterday if he had.
Are you going to the game Sunday? I think you need to leave Saturday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I might go out to the game Sunday, Bill. I think I might go this.
No,
year.
I think.
What do you think?
I think you should definitely go, but I think you should leave on Saturday and just be settled in and ready, so you can really put your focus. It's not on the crowd and trying to drive around, fit your parking, wrestle with traffic. You're in.
Do you get a ring if they finish?
Over. You mean sleep over? I should sleep over at the stadium. Yeah,
well, I'm not saying the stadium. I'm
house.
saying, Bill's Mafia house or something. Yeah, Josh's house. At Josh's house.
Tuck him in. Make sure he gets to bed on time with a nice glass of warm milk.
There you go.
More like a nice glass of red wine. Josh is the Cabernet guy, so I think he and I would share common interest in cab.
Can't drink before a game.
After the game, Greg.
I didn't say him. I said me.
If they finish, do you get a ring as a big supporter of the team?
Yes, you do.
It would be up to the Pagulas for that to happen, but it would be a wonderful honor if that would ever happen.
We'll start the GoFundMe now.
We should have. Yeah.
I don't count. I don't count anything. Well, there's a long story behind that. I'll have to tell you in person. But I don't like to jinx things. I've got a lot of hope. I've got a lot of aspirations for this team, and I think they can fulfill them. Look, this is huge. I mean, I don't know if you guys have talked about this yet, but the fact that you're the 2 seed, the path to the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl right now as the 2 seed is the best path the Bills have had since in Josh's era.
Yeah.
I mean, the way it stacks up right now, it's no better. For me, the best team in the AFC is the Ravens.
That's what we're being told. Yes.
Right.
By ESPN, those lying bastards.
Yeah, ESPN sucks.
Well, but and when you look at where people are in December, because a great team in September is not the same team in December, and so for me, the two toughest teams the Bills could face are the Browns and the Ravens, and hopefully the way it stacks up, if things go as they should, the Browns are going to have to bang up on the Ravens. The Bills won't get to them, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah. And then you got the Chiefs. The Chiefs or the Dolphins there. And the Bills can beat both of those teams the way that those teams are constructed right now. And then you got the Ravens beaten up by the Browns. Or, those two are going to go fisticuffs. And that's going to be extremely a physical game. And so then, if they come to our house, if the Browns or somebody's got to come to our house, hey, that's great. You're in our backyard now. Otherwise, if we got to go to the Ravens, we're going to be coming off a hard game against the Browns, in my opinion. And that path for the Bills this year, it looks a hell of a lot better than being where the Dolphins are looking up. I'll tell you that.
100%. Well, thank you for great coverage again throughout the regular season and into the playoffs. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Wrong team.
All right. Well, thank you, and we will talk to you. Maybe we can talk to you after the game on Sunday.
That's a terrible idea.
1 o'clock game. So it's a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah,
so
we'll probably tape around
back here and
4:35.
He'll be hammered by.
He won't be hammered. He's a man of moderation.
I don't drink. I mean, I have fun while I'm there to ease my anxiety more, but I'm not a big heavy, drunk football watcher.
His name is Greg, not
too
Kevin.
hard for me.
He doesn't go through a table like Kitty Van Bortle.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, Greg,
I have gone through a couple of tables and walls in my day. But
but that was your ex-wife, and she was mad at you. That was a choke slam.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
All right, guys. Good talking with you. Go Bills.
Greg.
Go Bills. There he goes. Greg Connors. Oop, I just stopped my. God damn it. I hit the wrong thing. Well, I think this could be something. I don't know.
He's the most unrealistic homer I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever bad with Buffalo.
No.
Everything's positive.
Oh, it's bad.
It's bad.
Well, I know, but
He gets bad.
We've got video.
right now
We've
he
got
is
audio.
so
Yeah. Well, right now.
such a homer right now.
Right now. We'll see. Who does Dallas have next week?
This week we got
This week.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Its redemption tour starts this week.
Yeah, you'll get. Yeah, I think you'll definitely beat them.
Like McCarthy
It was,
loses
a
to his
goddamn,
old
it
team.
was a goddamn catch, damn it.
Yeah. Sorry. So it'll be that. And then is it the 49ers after that potentially?
Oh, 49ers we won't see till the championship game.
Okay. All right, good.
So what we're hoping for is Detroit gets knocked off.
Yep.
That would be nice. And then the Rams would go to 49ers, which would be nice. We catch either Philly or Tampa.
That's the game I want to see the most is the Rams and Lions because it's Goff versus Stafford.
It is. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
good.
Trade.
Yeah.
But Laporta being out for Detroit now probably that's
Not-
huge.
yeah.
That's their best.
Not helping. All right, we'll take a moment. When we come back, an insurance company making a real pain in the ass, Mark.
Oh.
Yeah. But first.